Hi. Question. How would one create music that reminds you of doing this, but in places and against enemies that look like this? I'm Geoffrey Day, and the answer involves pots and pans, and a cardboard box, and also my dad's snowblower. This is the second video in the series, so if you haven't seen the first one yet, where I break down what makes a Doom soundtrack, and then I create this like cyberpunk heavy metal chimera of a song, you should go check that one out first, and then come back here. The link is in the description below. Why are we doing this? Well, first, it's because I love experimental game music, and second, because I wrote the plot to a make-believe game where the main character gets dropped into the middle of a wasteland full of bandits and outlaws and raiders. Basically like if the Doomslayer ended up in Mad Max Fury Road. The realm is called Maker's Hand, and to give you a visual, here's one done by an incredible artist named Kina, whose work you can also see in most of my thumbnails. Her info is in the description, you should give her a follow. And very, very important, doing videos like this is possible thanks to my supporters on Patreon, and I talk about all the Patreon perks at the end, so I hope you stick around. All right, let's get into this thing. The goal is to create combat music that feels like fighting unhinged faction warriors in a makeshift outpost built with scraps of metal and unsafe wiring and stuff like that. At its core, this is going to draw from Doom Eternal's music, so it's definitely rhythmic heavy metal, but the surrounding sound design has to be like raw and rough and thrown together, kind of like the outposts. Think busted electronics or random car parts or buildings that were built with things you might find on the side of the road. What sounds like random pieces of wasteland junk? Stuff in my kitchen, mostly. I think we can make lots of cool rhythmic and texture stuff with this. Ooh, I found something cool. I pulled up Damage 2, and it has this whole collection of trash can percussion, which sounds really cool and extra trashy, I guess. These are gonna be so great. Another thing that comes to mind is that all these games involve cars and power generators, and like stuff with motors, dirty sounding engines that would never pass an emissions inspection. Ooh, you know what's perfect for this? I have a recording of my dad's snowblower that I've been hoping to use. I like where this is going. We're gonna have to find a place for it. Now that we have all this raw material, let's write some high intensity combat music. You ready? Psycho, outlaw, bandit, raiders, they're not big monsters. They're not otherworldly creatures. They're not trying to end the universe. But they are full of drugs, and they like to murder for fun. So knowing that, instead of using an 8-string guitar, which can sound big and lumbering and heavy, I decided to pull out the 7-string guitar, which sounds a little more nimble and can deliver some very thrash metal guitar playing. It can still be heavy for sure, but I think this tuning better represents the enemies and the situation. As you can see here, I'm doing the Doom soundtrack method of arranging and coming up with as many variations as I can, and then I just sort of stick them together into a song at the end. So for any synth stuff in this song, even though I didn't do a lot of it, I used Vacuum Pro, which is pretty dirty. It's like an analog emulator. It sounds very old and dusty. And then I ran most of that through my hardware, either the tubes or the fuzz. The result is very raw and like dirty and kind of ugly, distorted, but that's what we want. Obviously, I recorded lots of random noises too to get those like busted electronics or crappy radio sounds. Oh, So, you know where the snowblower can go? Let's make this heavy riff part extra heavy by putting the snowblower into a guitar amp. Hey, you ever wanted to hear me hyperventilating into a microphone? Well, here you go. Alright, I'm feeling good about this song. I think it's exactly what I was hoping for. Without further ado, Maker's Hand, the second original track from Fight Between Realms. Enjoy. So, did this song make you want to dropkick an entire outpost of bandits? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to support my work and these videos, as well as get access to the deep dives and stems for this song, plus much more, please consider becoming a patron. The credits rolling are people already taking advantage of the benefits, and to my patrons, thank you so much for the support. It's your support that allows me to do these kinds of videos as often as I do, and to give back as much as I can. You can get this song on Bandcamp for free, or any price you think is best, and you can also listen on streaming platforms by checking out the links in the pinned comment below. I just did 2 originals, so I'm going back to covers for a little bit, which means that the next song is something you've probably heard before, and I'm really excited. But until then, I've been Geoffrey Day. You've been just crazy. And I hope you're back again for the next video. See ya.